Have you ever wondered how much our planet's climate has changed and what role does environmental engineering play in this grand scheme? Well, let's take a moment to consider the state of our world. Our once stable climate is now akin to an unpredictable roller coaster, with temperatures soaring and ice caps melting at an alarming rate. We're witnessing severe weather events like hurricanes, floods, and heat waves becoming the norm rather than the exception. And the culprit? You guessed it, climate change. Climate change, a term often used interchangeably with global warming, is the long-term shift in weather patterns and average temperatures on Earth. It's primarily caused by human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes, leading to an increase in greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. This accumulation creates a greenhouse effect, trapping heat and causing the planet to warm up. Now you might be thinking, okay, we've got a problem, but what's the solution? That's where environmental engineering comes in. It's a branch of engineering that focuses on protecting the environment by reducing waste and pollution. It's about developing sustainable solutions that not only tackle these immediate problems, but also mitigate the effects of climate change in the long run. Environmental engineers are the unsung heroes, working tirelessly behind the scenes. They design, plan, and implement measures to prevent, control, or remediate environmental hazards. They work on a variety of projects that can range from designing systems to treat industrial wastewater, to creating air quality models to reduce emissions, to developing renewable energy sources to decrease our dependence on fossil fuels. Yet their work doesn't stop there. Environmental engineers also play a crucial role in educating the public and policymakers about environmental issues and potential solutions. They're the bridge between the scientific community and the general public, translating complex scientific concepts into understandable and actionable information. So, as we stand at the edge of a climate precipice, environmental engineering comes forth as our beacon of hope. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about envisioning a sustainable future where our actions today ensure a healthier and safer planet for generations to come. While the climate crisis looms large, environmental engineering is hard at work, devising innovative solutions. Now, you might be wondering, what is environmental engineering? Well, at its core, it's a branch of engineering that concentrates on preserving the environment by reducing waste and pollution. It's the green warrior in the battle against climate change. Environmental engineering applies scientific and engineering principles to improve the environment. It's all about providing healthy water, air, and land for human habitation and for other organisms. It's a discipline at the forefront of developing sustainable solutions and practices, targeting the heart of the climate change issue. Let's discuss renewable energy, a cornerstone of environmental engineering. Engineers are continuously innovating, developing more efficient solar panels, wind turbines, and even exploring the potential of tidal energy. These renewable energy sources play a crucial role in reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, which are major contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. Then there's waste management. Environmental engineers design systems to treat and dispose of waste, whether it's household garbage or industrial byproducts. They're the wizards turning waste into resources, like transforming food waste into biofuel. And let's not forget, they're also at the helm of creating sustainable packaging solutions to reduce waste in the first place. Water treatment technologies are another area where environmental engineers shine. They develop systems to treat wastewater, making it safe to return to the environment or even for reuse. They also work on innovative solutions to manage stormwater, reducing the risk of flooding and protecting our waterways from pollution. These ingenious solutions are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to environmental engineering's potential to combat climate change. Indeed, our green warrior is well equipped and ready for the battle ahead, using science and technology to ensure a sustainable future for all. What are the tools that environmental engineers use to wage war against climate change? That's a question that tickles the minds of many. So let's delve into it, shall we? First off, we've got computer modeling. It's a technique that allows engineers to simulate scenarios and predict outcomes. Imagine being able to see the future, at least in a hypothetical sense. Computer modeling is a bit like that. By inputting various data about climate conditions, pollution levels, or land use patterns, engineers can get a glimpse of what might happen if those conditions continue or change. It's like having a crystal ball, but instead of vague visions, you get hard data. And trust me, In the world of environmental engineering, data is gold. Now let's move on to another critical tool: remote sensing. This is all about gathering information without making physical contact. Think satellites capturing images of deforestation or drones monitoring air quality levels. Remote sensing provides a bird's-eye view of the situation, literally and figuratively. It allows engineers to monitor and assess large areas quickly and efficiently. It's like having superhuman vision, only better because you can also see things like heat patterns and chemical compositions. Finally, there's environmental impact assessments, or EIAs. These are studies conducted to predict the effect of a proposed activity on the environment. They're a bit like a preemptive strike. Before a new factory is built or a highway is constructed, an EIA is done to understand the potential environmental consequences. It's a way to identify potential problems before they occur and come up with solutions to mitigate them. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving a crime, you're preventing one. So there you have it. From computer modeling to remote sensing and environmental impact assessments, these are the tools that environmental engineers use to tackle the mammoth task of climate change. And it's not just about fighting the good fight, it's about strategizing, predicting, and preventing. With these tools in hand, environmental engineers are better equipped to foresee, measure, and mitigate the impacts of climate change. But how does all this theory translate into practice, you may wonder? Well, let's delve into a few case studies that illustrate how environmental engineering is making a real, measurable impact on our planet's health. Take the city of Stockholm, for instance. It's a shining example of how environmental engineering principles can be applied to urban planning. Stockholm's Hammarby Sjöstad district was transformed from a polluted industrial area into a model of sustainable living. The district now boasts of efficient waste management systems, energy conservation measures, and green transportation options. All these efforts have significantly reduced the area's carbon footprint. Now, let's jet over to Singapore. This island city-state is a pioneer in water conservation thanks to some ingenious environmental engineering. Singapore's New Water program takes used water, purifies it through advanced membrane technologies, and turns it into high-grade reclaimed water. This water is safe enough to drink, but it's mostly used for industrial purposes. This innovative approach to water recycling helps Singapore conserve its precious water resources. Our next stop is closer to home in California. The city of San Francisco is leading the charge in sustainable living with its mandatory composting and recycling laws. These laws, coupled with innovative waste management systems, have helped the city divert about 80% of its waste away from landfills. That's a significant reduction in greenhouse gas emissions right there. And let's not forget about the countless wind farms and solar power plants popping up all over the world. These renewable energy projects, designed and implemented by environmental engineers, are helping us transition away from fossil fuels and towards a more sustainable future. These are just a few instances of environmental engineering in action. Each of these case studies shows us how the principles and tools we've discussed can be applied to tackle real-world problems. It's all about reducing our carbon footprint, conserving our natural resources, and promoting sustainable living. These real-world examples show how environmental engineering can make a tangible difference in the fight against climate change. And remember, every small step counts. As we continue to innovate and apply these principles, we're not just engineering a better environment, we're engineering a better future for us all. As the climate crisis intensifies, what does the future hold for environmental engineering? We're standing at the precipice of a new era, where the challenges of climate change are being met with the ingenuity of environmental engineering. Looking ahead, we see a world where smart cities, green infrastructure, and climate change adaptation technologies are not just buzzwords, but integral elements of our lives. Imagine a city that is smart not just in terms of technology, but also in its approach to the environment. A city that harnesses the power of data, machine learning, and IoT to monitor and manage its resources efficiently. This is the promise of smart cities, where environmental engineering intersects with technology to create urban spaces that are sustainable, resilient, and livable. But what's a smart city without green infrastructure? Green infrastructure is the backbone of these future cities, blending nature and technology in harmony. Think of urban forests that act as the city's lungs, green roofs that reduce heat islands, and bioswales that manage stormwater. These aren't just pipe dreams, but real solutions that environmental engineers are bringing to life. And let's not forget the role of environmental engineering in developing climate change adaptation technologies. As our planet warms, we'll need innovative ways to cope with rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and shifting ecosystems. Environmental engineers are at the forefront of creating these adaptation technologies, from seawalls that defend against coastal erosion to drought-resistant crops that ensure food security. The future of environmental engineering is a tapestry woven with threads of innovation, resilience, and sustainability. It's a future where the built environment coexists with the natural world, where technology is harnessed for the greater good, and where we adapt and thrive in the face of climate change. It's a future that's bright, not despite the challenges we face, but because of them. Because they drive us to innovate, to adapt, and to create solutions that are as beautiful as they are effective. As we face an uncertain climate future, one thing is clear: environmental engineering will play a pivotal role in navigating our way towards a sustainable planet.